Hey, welcome back to Out the Smoke. I'm Malcolm. Got Mark here with me. Mark, what are we doing today, man?
Man, we got some dirty dishes.
I hear you. We've got a couple cast iron pans. And these are some you've been putting to some use. They could use some love, right?
That's right.
So we're going to talk about caring for your cast iron, how to get them back to that cook-ready stage, how to get them seasoned. What's the first thing we're going to do to these cast iron pans, Mark?
So we got two of them. This one is my go-to. I use this pan all the time, just about every night of the week. It's just dirty. It's seasoned up really good. We got to get it clean. This one here got neglected. It's been in the top of my pantry, got a little rust in it, but we can bring that back. That's no big deal. We're gonna get it seasoned up, get it slicked off just like this one. We're gonna be back to cooking in the cast iron before long.
All right, let's get started seasoning.
So we got our dirty one. I cooked it the other night. We fried some burgers. It's got some grease in there, little salt pieces. What I like to do with something that's greasy is just take some kosher salt, coarse grind kosher salt, sprinkle just a little bit in that skillet.
Now, would you do this as soon as you get through cooking with it? Let it cool off? Or
I let it cool. The only reason I say that is it lets that fat kind of congeal and it turns into a seasoning butter, basically. So if you got one that's just grease in it, man, while it's hot, just wipe it out. You're good to go. But this one had stuff stuck all in it. I cooked probably 10 or 12 burgers in it.
Made some gravy?
Yeah, made gravy. So, I mean, it was nasty. This is a lifesaver. What this is chainmail made just for cleaning cast iron. You can find it on Amazon. We sell it at the shop. It works great. So I take my chainmail, get that salt, and just rub it around. What that salt's gonna do is kind of absorb, kind of stick together and clump up. That way it's easy to get out. And you'll make a little mess, but it ain't no big deal. We're outside today.
So it don't rust on you. If you get it wet, you can actually wash it and let it towel dry. But it's giving it a nice edge to kind of scrape off some of this cooked on stuff. But it doesn't take your seasoning off the cast iron.
And with this chainmail, you'll be able to feel, you may not see it, but you'll be able to feel things that are stuck on. You'll feel it catch. Now this chainmail will get nasty on you can tell. This right here has got clumps of grease, everything in it. It's pretty disgusting, but all you gotta do is run that under some hot water. It'll be clean, good to go for the next round. That salt's gonna start turning brown. I could keep rubbing on this, that salt's gonna get darker and darker. What that's doing is pulling that oil, pulling that grease out of that cast iron and just polishing it up. All we're gonna do is take this, go dump it in the garbage, wipe it out with a little oil. We're putting it on a pellet grill to re-season it.
Or you can stick it in your oven, right?
Yeah, either way. So you can tell, Malcolm, this skillet is slicked up. Man, it's like glass. But what I like to do is take some more oil. I like using the animal fat. You know, something that's not processed, something that's all natural. So I'm just gonna take a little fat. Just a light layer, it don't need much.
If you're using like an oil or something, all you need is about a tablespoon, and then take a paper towel like Mark's doing, get the excess out, right?
So I'm gonna let this oil kind of be like my water to help clean it. I don't wanna put water in it because it's already pretty clean, but you can tell it's gonna take some of that burnt on stuff off. Now you don't have to at this point. This skillet be ready to cook in if you ask me. But I'm gonna put it in some heat just to kind of cook off any residual oil, wipe it out one more time, cool it off, it's ready to go back in the cabinet, be ready for tomorrow.
So normally, you probably stick it in your oven on about 250, 300 degrees, something like that. You can turn it upside down if you want over a baking sheet, or you can stick it on your grill outside. Like Mark, you've got a pellet grill fired up.
Yep.
We're gonna stick it in there today, right?
Right, so we got the pellet grill running about 375. I'm just gonna take it, put it upside down just like that, and let it go for about an hour.
Now Mark, this one needs a little more love. We done built up a little bit of rust in here. Like you said, it's been setting up in the cabinet.
I like for my cast iron skillets to be slick. You can take a real coarse, heavy sandpaper, and I would sand the inside of it, knock all those rough edges off. I'm gonna cheat today. I got a little sanding wheel on a drill, and we're just gonna polish this up before we start wiping it out, putting the oil on it. And you can tell that rust come right out. That was just surface rust, not bad at all.
Oh, Milwaukee putting it to it, Mark.
So you can tell we sanded it out. You got some shiny spots here. You took some of that seasoning off, and that's okay. I'm gonna take just a little bit of water, put in here, slosh it around, and then wipe it out.
You wanna do it until the paper towel's pretty much clean?
Pretty much clean. You're not gonna get it all, just because, I mean, it is cast iron. Cast iron is the cheapest of the cheap when it comes to metal, I guess. But you're gonna get it clean. We're gonna call that good right there. It's shining. All that rough edge has been knocked off. It's pretty slick right now. But we gotta get some oil on it. So what I do next, Malcolm, I'm gonna get it on the pellet grill and get this skillet hot before I ever put oil on it.
Open up the pores.
Open up the pores in that cast iron. You're gonna let that metal expand, let all them pores open up. We may wipe it out one more time after that, and then you hit it with the oil. That way the oil has somewhere to go. It soaks down in that cast iron, and you're starting the seasoning process then. So we're gonna go ahead and oil up this one that we cleaned up so good, got that rust off.
It's been on about an hour.
Yeah, all we're gonna do is hit it with the same amount of oil. You don't need a lot because you don't want it to get sticky on you. Wipe it around.
Makes it shine, Mark.
It looks good.
That's gonna put the finish right back on this iron skillet.
Get the lid back open, and it goes upside down.
Now we wanna check our first one that we put on. It's been on an hour too. It ought to be
Woo! That
slicked
baby's
up.
shining.
An egg is not gonna stick to that when you fry it in it now. That's what you call the original non-stick.
We'll take a paper towel, wipe it around. You can tell, I mean, that's slick as can be. That paper towel's not wanting to stick to it. She's ready to cool off. Go in the cabinet. Been on here for about an hour. Let's see what she looks like. And that is beautiful.
All that oil's cooked in, Mark. The rust is gone. Let's go over to the cutting board.
Better, because this rascal's getting hot.
Mark, you have brought these skillets back to life, man. I mean, this one right here is slick as it can be. I know the big one that was all rusted, looked like it had been neglected for a little bit. It's ready to cook on now. It's begging for you to throw something in it. Don't mess up and touch it, though. That thing's still hot.
She's hot. And you're not going to beat cooking on one. This was my wife's great-granddaddy skillet. It's been cooked on for over 50 years. You're not going to beat that finish. But this one right here, you throw you some ground beef in it, start using it, it'll get just as slick as that one, and you'll be back in business.
Ready for some cornbread, huh?
That's right.
Hey, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. Hope you got some tips on how to care for your cast iron. If there's anything y'all like to see, y'all comment on the Facebook page or on the video. Let us know what you'd like us to review or check out. Mark, where can they find you?
Y'all can find us at Swine Life BBQ on all the platforms. Let us know. We'll be glad to answer some questions. Hey, we appreciate the support.
Hey, I know we both got some cast iron videos on our channels. Y'all can find mine over at HowtoBBQRight. If you want to see how to cook in these, y'all go check those videos out. We'll see y'all next time.